Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joy at Work. I hope you're doing well. It's Friday, August 20th, 2021. And I felt it's safer right now wearing an Atlanta United jersey, 2 wins in a row over an Arsenal jersey. But maybe I should get a Joy at Work jersey. I've been thinking about this, so let me know what you think about that. Today, I want to talk about something I heard about a year and a half ago that I've really been wanting to talk about, just never got to it. I was at a meeting with a number of team members, and we're just talking about what was going on. I think it was actually a social event, and we're just sharing how things were going in our different departments. And this individual began to talk about a problem in their department that they had seen. They had some ideas on how it could be addressed, and they knew that if it was addressed, it would improve the department's overall operation. But after they made these observations, they said, well, not my circus. Huh, not my circus. And you probably know the full phrase, not my circus, not my monkeys, or something like that. I mean, the meaning of that is simply not my problem. And as I sat there, I thought about, why this individual would say that. And I kind of went through my own history and then thought about things. And I said, you know what? I've said that too. I've seen a situation where I probably had some thoughts, had some ideas that would help the organization move forward. And I just said to myself, not my circus. And said, what makes people say, not my circus? What comes to mind? What factors or uh, situations happen that lead us to basically say that's not my problem. And I, reflecting on it, just began to think that when we believe that getting involved has a likelihood of negatively impacting us over positively impacting us, it's more often than not that we'll think and respond with a not my circus type of situation. However, in many cases, those things that we say are not our problems eventually become our problems. I can't tell you how many times I've heard about something happening in one part of the organization. I've said it's not my problem. Then 3, 4, 5 months later, it makes its way to my organization and it is my problem, or I have to respond to it. So before we discard things as not being our problems or simply say not my circus, we need to reflect and ask ourselves whether that thing could really eventually become part of our problem. And I think as good organizational stewards as well, when we see the opportunity for something to be done a little bit better, we need to think about how we can influence. And this is easier said than done, right? Organizations are political systems. People have their agendas. People are passionate about certain things and they want things to happen. But the response of not my problem, not my circus, it's probably one that in many cases isn't wise. It'll eventually get to you. And so thinking about how you can put yourself in the situation, who you need to talk to, who can make a difference and how you can make a positive contribution is always something wise to go through. Sitting back and saying, not my problem, maybe is only something we should do when we're very, very sure that it will never be our problem, or we perceive that the problem is really unimportant because you can't address everything in an organization. You go crazy. It's just not possible. The art of being wise is the art of knowing what to overlook, as William James famously said many years ago. So there are times where we just need to say, that ain't my problem, not my circus. But we need to be very careful before we jump to those conclusions. We need to reflect and think about how what's going on impacts us. When we look at our organizations as it's a system with interconnected parts, it's very rare that one thing happening in one spot doesn't eventually make its way to another spot. So proactively identifying these things and then thinking about how you can influence, about how you can make change is an attribute of a good follower. And I know everybody wants to be a leader, right? Nobody wants to be a follower, but there are no leaders without followers, and there are no followers without leaders. So sometimes being a good follower and experiencing joy at work means that we see a situation and we think about how we can influence it in a different direction. And maybe we'll talk about techniques and tactics for influencing in another video. But until then, stay safe and have a good time. Bye.